So I feel like the playoffs have been La La Land in Class 4A Division Two. We've already had La Vega versus La Grange, and now we get La Vega versus La Marque. So the La Marque Cougars got past the China Spring Cougars last week, 27-21 in the area round. We've talked a lot about just how impressed with this La Vega team that we've all been. But is there anything the Pirates need to worry about in this Lamar game?
I think a little bit, particularly kind of jump starting that offense a little bit quicker. So last week it took them almost the entire game to kind of pull away um, from Silsby in that area round matchup. It was, I think, a 10-7 or maybe a 7-7 game, like going into the fourth. It was really, really tightly contested. And then La Vega just kind of erupts toward the end. They break off a couple big runs and um, passing plays and such to kind of put that one away. But man, this is going to be a much tougher test for Don Hyde and this crew. Lamarck has some serious speed. By the way, they're really good in basketball too, and that's even without some of their football guys. So they've got some pretty unreal athletes on that team, and I think La Vega is going to need to maybe get off to a little bit of a quicker start. Now, I say all that to say though, I mean, the good thing for La Vega, especially in that last one, was even when their offense might not be, at its peak early, maybe in the first half or even early in the third, their defense came away with two interceptions and four fumble recoveries. And I think Don Hyde told me on the phone earlier that on the like opening kickoff, Silsby had fumbled it and they were able to like score right away off that. So even though they didn't like put up 21 points right after that or something, they were able to kind of use that as momentum, so to speak. And so yeah, I guess all of that to say, like even if their offense can't really get going, I've talked about their defense all year. Those guys fly around, and that can at least maybe when all else fails, like that can kind of keep them in a game or give them a chance.
When you think about what La Vega has done over the course of time in football, and you compare it to like what they've done in girls basketball, how they'll graduate some key players and just keep right on being dominant, and that you lose guys that you think would be impossible to replace, like Ethan Thompson, and obviously Bryson Rowland, who we talk a lot about. And yet the expectations don't change. And you saw that through Coach Hyde's reaction to some games late in the season, how he was very unsatisfied with the way they played, even in blowout wins, right?
Oh yeah.
And so what they're trying to reach is a certain level of play, and it doesn't matter who they're playing; they're trying to reach that level of play, and uh, I think that's what gives them a really good chance to keep on playing. Because
Totally agree. Yeah.
the Johnnies and Joes and the X's and O's have changed a little bit, but it's the expectation that it stayed the same. Like I said, just like in girls basketball, right?
Oh yeah.
Or I guess it's the Jills and Flows and X's and O's and in girls basketball. And
Jills and flows. How many flows do you know
that was just off the
anymore?
top. I just did that off the top of my head. That's just how I flow. Uh,
Oh yes. Okay,
uh,
Nice,
Eminem.
nice.
Okay, Eminem. Um,
but here's my other thought on this game. Uh, China Spring did a bit of road clearing for them because they took out Belleville, which was state
Hmm.
ranked, and then Lamarck beats them by a touchdown. Right now, if you're and this is just sports writer talk. This is just fan looking at it talking, right? Because I don't necessarily prescribe this as a method of breaking down a game. But here you got China Spring that loses by only a touchdown to Lamarck, right? And La Vega was well more than a touchdown better than China Spring in the regular season. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right. It's the what do we call it? The transitive
the
theory.
transitive by the transitive theory, China Spring really did some
Right.
solid
But I
for La
do think
Vega.
we've all seen enough sports, enough football to know that that doesn't always play.
Correct.
So we'll see. I I tend to like La Vega in this game, but and I think Michael's point about, or one of y'all mentioned about how Coach Hyde, hasn't really been satisfied. I think that sort of edge keeps La Vega,
Oh, it does.
focused and honed in on the task, and so I don't think they're going to overlook Lamarck.
No.
I think they'll go out and do what they do, and we'll be talking about them again next week. So